Hi everyone, it's Debbie from Dare to Date, and this is my fourth video in the series of how to get the relationship you want, whether you're single or in a relationship. And look, I often talk to people that are going through a really hard time in their relationship, and if they'd have known some of these steps before, it would make it so much easier. So the steps that I'm talking about come from the Gottman Institute, and he actually studied couples for I think it was 40 years, and he put them in a love lab and he watched what was working and he watched what wasn't working. And from that, he could tell which relationships would work and which relationships wouldn't work. So the fourth step that we're going to look at is it's called accepting your partner's influence in your life. And what the research has found is women find this easier to do than men. Men are actually challenged to do this. And the fact in this research that they found that 81% of marriages will fail when the man is unable to accept the influence, or vice versa. So it goes both ways. But if you can't accept the influence, there's an 81% chance that you're going to split. So it's kind of one of the key foundations. So what does it actually mean? And it kind of means being able to listen and hear what the other person's saying to you. And it's basically being able to say yes rather than no. But to give you an example of a situation, say you've got a couple and the guy is a really successful business owner and he's nailing it in every other area of his life, goes into some relationship counseling and his wife says to him, look, I love you, but I just feel like you're not present with me even when you're sitting next to me. So the guy's automatic response was to go to being defensive, okay? His automatic thought was, oh my God, nothing I do is ever good enough for these women. And I think for the guys watching me, you probably have felt that way when you've been with a woman in your life. And I think it's a really key thing for a guy that he will be with a woman when he can be successful making her happy. And if nothing he does is good enough, he's not going to want to be there. So say in this case of this story, the guy goes, oh my God, nothing's good enough for this woman. And in the counselling, the kind of counsellor pushed the guy a little bit. And instead of going to the automatic defensive mode, he went to, yeah, look, I can hear what you're saying. I'm often really preoccupied with work and I'm not present. I don't always know how to do anything better in this area. And you know what? That was enough for the wife. She lights up and goes, God, that's what I'm looking for. And that's a breakthrough in their relationship. It was allowing himself to be impacted by her thoughts and emotions and understanding where she was coming from, rather than feeling like it was a direct criticism of what he was doing. Which, that is a skill. And probably as women, it's something that we're taught as kids a lot easier than men are. So really in this step of accepting influence, what you need to do in a relationship is say yes more often than no. Anything that comes up, if you can, say yes. That's the simple thing. And look, if they ask you to go skydiving and you simply hate skydiving, you don't have to say yes. But for anything that you can say yes, make it a habit to say yes to build that strong connection. What happens in this place is it can make you more supportive towards each other, which is that strong foundation. So I'm just going to recap the steps that we've gone through in the last 4 days. We've gone through understand how the other person wants to be loved and love them how they want to be, not how you want. The second step was fondness and admiration. So looking for getting to know someone again and, making the most of what you like about them and focusing on what you like rather than focusing on the stuff you don't like. The third one was all about, there's a ratio of 5-to-1 in relationships. So putting stuff in your emotional bank account. So for every time you acknowledge someone, every time you're affectionate, every time they have a bid for your attention that you respond, you're putting some money in your emotional bank account. And the final one is accept the other person's influence. And like I said, that's a bit more challenging for men, but there is a way of what happens in that sense. Instead of being an I and them, you're being a we, and you're working on how to have that strong foundation in a relationship. And that's enough from me, and I did the video earlier today because we've got speed dating tonight, and I'll be back talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.